Could have filmed this video anywhere, but I decided to climb a mountain. So one of these days we'll do things the easy way, but that day is not today. So remember a couple months ago when I said that you don't need filters for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3?
But if you're just using this like the average person, just out and about on your travels, on your day, you don't need ND filters.
I completely stand by that statement. You don't. 90+% of the use cases that you would use a camera like this for, you're probably just gonna pick it up and start shooting because that's what it's intended for. It's quick and easy. So you do not need filters. But sometimes you do. So why would you use any kind of filter for your Pocket 3? Well, of course, if you're looking for some motion blur and you wanna have that 180 rule where you say you're shooting at 24 frames per second and you wanna have the 1/50th shutter speed. ND filters, they're the only way to go for something like that. And then there's those times you just want to add a little bloom, some halation. That's when you would use a glow filter or a mist filter, a black mist filter, a snow mist filter. There's a lot of different options. So with all of that in mind, today we are checking out the Freewell Mega Limited Edition 14-pack of filters and a couple of mist and diffusion filters as well. Full disclosure, Freewell provided me with this product. No money was exchanged. They sent me no instructions. So everything that you're hearing in this video is completely my own thoughts on it. That being said, I was super stoked when Freewell reached out because I've been a big fan of their products for years. I've bought filters for my mirrorless camera lenses, for my drones, and even some action camera and action camera style cameras like this camera in the past. So the one thing about Freewell you know you're gonna get is quality. And quality is great. It's good to have that assurance that you're buying a great product. But do you need that great product? That's the decision I'm gonna help you make today. I was recently doing some media for a restaurant group I work for, and I brought a Sony ZV-E1, I brought a Sony A7R5 RS3 mini gimbal, like packing some serious power. But of course, like most things lately, this was the camera I wound up using the most. And everyone uses their tools differently, but for me personally, if I'm gonna do a paid job, I wanna do it the right way and not take any shortcuts. So if I'm gonna be doing video, I want to have motion blur. I want it to just have that locked in, baked into the footage so that I don't regret it somewhere down the line. And just a little bit of advice if you're just getting into videography and things like that, don't take shortcuts. Do things the right way. You'll never regret it in the future. It might take a couple extra minutes or moments at minimum, like putting a filter on, but you will never regret it in the long haul. Don't take shortcuts. I never intend to use this camera as much as I do, but it's just so quick and easy. So there was one video in particular that I made while I was out in Wichita, Kansas, and it was just a walkthrough of this restaurant, 24 frames per second, and it looked really cool. But I shot it all in auto, and there's this opening shot where you can see that. There's like flags waving, and they just look so mechanical. There's no motion blur, and it would have looked so much better if I would have used a filter in that situation. And it's one of those things that most people probably wouldn't even notice, but I noticed. And if you're a videographer of any sorts, you would notice too, and it might just drive you crazy. That's why you use ND filters. All right, so earlier today I went to the Las Vegas Strip to test some of these filters out, and man, was it hot out. It is hot. But it was a really bright day, so it was a great opportunity to test out some of these Freewell ND filters. And we'll also take a look at some of these circular polarizer filters and the glow and diffusion filters as well. The sphere is just massive when you see it in person. It's really pretty impressive. I just gotta say really quick that this Tom Talk sling bag continues to be the absolute MVP of this whole camera system, man. Perfect for mounting the mic right here, and the set of Freewell filters here, the Mega Limited Edition 14 pack. It's a big pack, fits right in the bag. So one of the really cool things about these filters is that they are magnetic, super easy to get on. Not so easy to get off, but you can stack them. So right now I have an ND32 filter on, and this is a 1/4 snow mist filter to beautify the skin, soften it, less digital. I love mist filters. Okay, so let's cut the mustard here. Is that even a phrase? And if it is, I don't think that means what I think it means. Anyway, I still could not in good faith recommend that just anyone gets filters like this. I just couldn't do it because most people will not need these in how they're using this camera. But if you're using this camera as a B camera, or maybe even an A camera, which is totally possible because it's so powerful, if you're getting paid for your work, things like that, absolutely get yourself some filters. And if you're gonna get any of them, get these Freewell ones. They are the best. I know that sometimes it can be painful buying so much gear that you think that you might not even use. But if you're gonna buy something like the Mega Limited Edition 14 pack, you're gonna have all the tools you need. So if you ever get yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, I wish I had that ND32, or even if you're doing long exposure photography, I wish I had that ND1000. You have it. It's right there in that pack. Now there are a few iterations of this pack that you can get. Of course, you can buy the 14 pack. That's gonna run you right around $150. The mist pack, if you just want a couple of those, the snow mist and the glow diffusion, that's right around $40. And there's a few other options as well if you don't want to go all in with the 14 pack. I'll have links to all of them down in the description below. Now, if I was to cherry pick which of these filters I would just need, if I could just individually buy them like that, it would definitely be the ND16, 32, and 64, especially living out here in the Vegas area. It's bright, need that ND64. I also became fond of that ND1000 for the long exposure photography. You know, there's not a lot of great use cases for that living in the desert, but it was really cool, those fountains on the strip to do that. I've never really played around with long exposure photography like that, so a cool option on a camera like this. But I think the ones that I like the most, honestly, are those diffusion filters. I just love that bloom. The 1/4 strength is pretty strong, don't get me wrong, that's strong, but sometimes it just can add that dreamy effect to your work, and I like having that option. Now, I do want to address something before we wrap this up, because I don't want to sound like I'm just a shill for this product, because it's kind of going that way, because I really like it. These are great filters, and I use them. I use these in my work, and I make money from my work, and that's the thing. $150 for a pack of little itty bitty filters like this is kind of impractical for most people. Even if you are casual, but you want to take your game up a notch and have that motion blur in your footage, that's a steep price. But if you do make money from your work, if you make money from this camera, get them, absolutely. You get the best of the best. You'll make that money back in no time, and you'll have a really quality product that seemingly will last you forever. So I'll pretty much wrap this one up. Super thanks to Freewell for sending these filters out. They're awesome. I'm gonna have affiliate links down in the description below. I get a little bit of a kickback if you decide to buy these, which if you're in the market for them, these are the ones to get. And I also just want to thank you for watching this right now, because I'm on this trail out here at Red Rock Canyon, and this is the exact trail where I started this YouTube journey just a few months ago with this very camera. And throughout the past few months, the channel has grown, made some new friends, got some great connections, and now I've gotten to the point where, you know, people are sending me products to check out for review, and that's kind of the dream. So I'm really appreciative of it all. Thank you for the support. And if you're just checking out this channel for the first time, give a subscribe if you're into it. Gonna be doing a lot more music stuff coming up this summer, but this camera continues to impress me, and thanks for going along on this journey with me. So until next time, whenever that may be safe, be smart, be excellent, and keep being creative. Catch you on the next one. Maybe we won't climb a mountain for the next one. I need some water.